Good morning, this is Jimmy Wang. In this video, I will present software testing. What do you know about software test? Software test is a crucial phase in software development lifecycle. It guarantees the reliability, functionality, and quality of a software product. I will present the entire software test processing based on all activities and levels. From diagram software development lifecycle, software test is performed after software implementation. Software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying a software product functions correctly, securely, and efficiently according to its specific requirements. It's an important phase during software development lifecycle. Software testing is focusing on reducing the number of bugs instead of ensuring a software bug-free. It helps verifying the product is working as expected and result in a reliable, stable, and higher quality product. The software testing lifecycle refers to the activity that developers and testers perform to assess the quality and functionality of a computer program. Based on software testing primary activities, it consists of following phases: test requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, and test closure. Test requirement analysis is the key phase of software testing. It's the process to examine and evaluate test requirements. In this phase, test team needs to review the software requirement documents and identify if any requirement is unclear, inconsistent, missing, or incomplete. Afterwards, test team decides what needs to be tested. This phase helps testers fully understand the scope, objectives, and criteria of test. It also lays a foundation for test planning and test case creation. Give you 10 seconds. Can you tell me which test phase is the most critical in software test lifecycle? The answer is test planning. This is the most critical phase in software testing. In this phase, the entire test strategy and plan will be created. Also, multiple important test elements such as test method and technique will be determined and identified. As the test plan, the time and the cost will be estimated. It's recommended to start early to make it flexible for accommodating changes. A clear test plan helps track the progress and test coverage, also helps reduce duplicate work and improve risk management. During test case development phase, testers create test case and prepare test data. Test cases are mostly created based on use case, so test case reflect a series of activities to be performed and a normal outcome. It's important that test case need to handle both normal test case and exception test case. Test case need to be clear, concise, and easy to understand. A test case format usually include case ID, case description, expected result, actual result, and so on. Test case development is a critical phase, especially when using automatic testing strategy. The auto test scripts and code are developed during this phase. Test environment setup is a crucial phase in test lifecycle. It ensures tests can be run in a reliable setting that mocks production. Before test is run, it's required to install and configure software tools and important data into database. For automatic testing, there will be more tools configuration to do. It needs more time and expertise, including writing scripts to set up automatic testing environment. Test execution step conducts the actual test performance. Tester run the defined test case manually or automatically with the sequence of business logic. The test result for each test case need to be updated after the verification. For the case of failure, it needs to be prioritized and retested after the fix. For automatic test, open source framework or test tools can be considered for generating test reports, such as Selenium, Cypress, Cucumber, and Gcoco. Regression test is recommended when retesting the bug fix. Test closure is the final phase of the software test lifecycle. In this phase, tester needs to prepare a test summary report. It claims the test case executed, pass or fail count, and so on. This will make sure all defects are tracked and closed. All the documentation needs to be archived for future reference. Based on level of scope and purpose, software test has the following types of tests: unit test, integration test, system test, acceptance test. This test level also apply to automation tests. Waterfall model and Agile model are the two most widely used software development models. The software test lifecycle we have explained earlier is waterfall test model. But Agile test follows the principle of Agile software development methodology and makes sure the test is an integral part of development. Agile methodology is team-based strategy. Testing is the responsibility of the entire team instead of only testers. Agile test is not a separate phase. It's a continuous process integrated within the incremental cycle because development is performed in each 2 or 3 weeks iteration. The advantages of Agile test are fast and flexible testing, as it happens in short week cycles and the entire team interacts frequently. It has more transparency and better visibility. Documentation is low priority and customer satisfaction is fulfilled. Disadvantages are it must need expertise because it uses various tools such as for automation testing. Automation test is the automated process of manual test. It can be executed repetitively without tester's involvement. The purpose of automation test is to minimize manual work and not to eliminate it. Auto tests can be executed at any time as they were implemented with business logic to examine the software. It uses test tools like Selenium, Cypress with Java, Python, and so on. It also can generate detailed test report with help of framework or tools such as TestNG, Cucumber, Gcoco. Automation tests can speed up execution time and improve the quality of software due to increased test coverage and frequency. Compared to manual tests, automation test is more reliable and efficient. Unit test is the first step in testing software program. It focuses on testing the individual methods, functions, or classes of application. It makes sure each component works correctly and independently. The goal of unit test is to find defects early before these small components are integrated together. Usually, unit test is conducted by developers and is based on code. Unit test also apply to automation test. In automation test, framework and tools are often used such as JUnit for Java, PyTest for Python, and Unit for .NET. Integration test checks the interaction between integrated units and modules. It catches defects from either interface or data flow when these modules work together, even if each of the parts works perfect as a single unit. It makes sure data moves correctly between modules. Integration test lays a good foundation for system test. System test is end-to-end testing. It's the first time one program are tested as completely integrated application system. It verifies if the entire system works as expected in a simulated real-world environment. It includes both functional and non-functional tests. It focuses on validating the entire application system for business logic and technical requirements. In Agile model, System test is usually also done by automation test. There are some tools can be used for automation system tests such as Selenium, Cypress, and so on, and generate test report. These tools support multiple browsers and programming languages such as Java, Python, and so on. It requires to write testing code based on business logic. Acceptance test is the final test level before publishing. AD test is conducted in a real-world setting by the customer or end users. Acceptance test is crucial as it evaluates whether the software is ready for release to production. It's the last chance to detect any potential issue on the change before the release. When acceptance test is run as automation test, it will perform the same tasks which are done in system automation test, but with real data. Security test is to detect risk and vulnerabilities in the security mechanism of a software application. It's usually performed by using application security testing tools such as SonarQube, Fortify, Detectify, Escape, and so on. Although automation test is widely used, but it cannot completely replace manual testing. As for certain types of verification, auto-test technique is not able to validate, such as the layout and format of user interface. Data processing result is electronic formats like chart, picture, PDF, and so on. Is all my presentation. You can subscribe in YouTube for feedback. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.